Hi guys, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to talk about hero equipment because of course we've just had a new piece of hero equipment for the Grand Warden, the Heroic Torch. And what I normally do is when a new piece of hero equipment is released, I go through my sort of top 3 combinations of hero equipment for every hero. So does the Heroic Torch appear in the Grand Warden's top 3? Well, I think it probably does. And we're looking at this from an angle of max level for Town Hall 17. That doesn't mean if you're not Town Hall 17, by the way, you can't watch this video. I'm still going to go through what I think my top combinations are, and hopefully they'll be available to you as well. But the angle I'm going for here is I'm a bit of a casual player. I'm not particularly skillful. I cannot multitask, and I'm about 5,000 years old. So I need easy to use spam attacks. And of course, hero equipment is really important in that. So we're going to go left to right, starting with the King, working our way across to the Minion Prince, going through what I think is my top 3 combinations for synergy, for power, hero equipment for each hero. So let's start with the King. My number 1 combination for the King is going to be Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boot. Spiky Ball is still really powerful. 8 targets, 3,000 plus damage at max level, plus that massive hit point increase gives your King great survivability. And of course, Earthquake Boots are great as well. 40% damage reduction, you got that hit point increase as well. Your King's going to have loads of health and be really good for these ground spam attacks for opening up the base when your King's further into the attack. So that's a great combination. Then what once was, I think, the best combination, of course, you've got Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial. The synergy of those pieces of hero equipment together is fantastic, and Giant Gauntlet is still really powerful. Great for ground attacks, of course, as is the King. You're probably not going to use him with an air attack. You're going to probably swap him out for the Minion Prince. So they're my top 2 combinations. Third place is a bit difficult because I've seen some other content creators, and rightly so, mentioning that Snake Bracelet and Spiky Ball can be a great combination. So I would probably put in third place, for me anyway, Spiky Ball and Snake Bracelet. Again, Snake Bracelet has some amazing stats. Max level there. If you've got those snakes, level 10. Guys, yes, so they can make a big difference. For spam attacks, for funneling outside of the base, you can clone the snakes as well. So they're my top 3 combinations for the King. Pretty much all epic hero equipment, of course, apart from Earthquake Boots. Then moving on to the Queen. And of course, we did have a new piece of hero equipment for the Queen quite recently, the action figure. I would say the action figure with Electro Boots on the Royal Champion is in my top 2 pieces of hero equipment for all of the heroes. I think it's fantastic, it's amazing, it's fun. You've got that giant later on that is 18,500 hit points at max level. So the giant can make a big difference. So I think ground attacks, especially action figure, and either Magic Mirror, which is really great, especially at max level. 2 clones there, guys. They make a massive difference and can really help when you get into the center of the base. Or I would say Healer Puppets. That's sort of my joint top choice for most attacks for the Queen. Action figure and either Magic Mirror or Healer Puppet. Now, my top choice is sort of 2 top choices for the Queen here. For air attacks, however, you've got to have Giant Arrow still. I think it still is a bit better for air attacks than action figure. Just because that Giant Arrow can go through the base, take out the air defenses, air sweepers, or other targets if you use earthquake spells. So I do think Giant Arrow for air attack with Healer Puppet is the number 1 choice. So I've sort of confused it a bit there. I've given you sort of 2, but they're joint first place depending on air or ground attacks. Then, of course, you do have Frozen Arrow. You could have Frozen Arrow sort of in third place with Magic Mirror. It's nice having that passive ability, slowing down defenses by 65% at max level. So they're sort of my top 3 for the Queen. Then moving on to the Minion Prince. Now, the Minion Prince did have some hero equipment quite recently as well. Of course, we got the Dark Crown. And I did a review of the Dark Crown, and I do think the Dark Crown and Dark Orb is the number 1 combination for the Minion Prince. But compared to other pieces of epic hero equipment, I do think Dark Crown is a bit underpowered. But still, Dark Crown and Dark Orb together are by far my number 1 choice for the Minion Prince. But are you going to have both at max level? Maybe not. So any kind of combination with Dark Orb is pretty much amazing. Dark Orb, if it was released now, I probably think it would be epic. It's so good. So I'd say Dark Orb, Metal Pants is a great combination. Dark Orb, Henchman Puppet as well is a great combination. And of course, Noble Iron is a great combination as well. So what I'm trying to say, number 1 choice for me then is going to be Dark Crown and Dark Orb. And then Dark Orb and any of the other Minion Prince's hero equipment probably slots into the top 3 there. I can't really decide between all the other pieces of hero equipment which is probably the best. Although quite a few people do say Henchman Puppet with that DPS increase is sort of quite close to the Dark Crown. So if you want something similar and you don't have the Dark Crown or it leveled up properly, maybe have the Henchman Puppet and Dark Orb. Dark Crown and Dark Orb, my number 1 choice, and then sort of Dark Orb and anything else for the top 3. Then over to the Grand Warden. So I think still for me, and this doesn't involve epic hero equipment, still for me the number 1 choice for most armies is going to be Eternal Tome. Even with the rework, I think we found that it's still really, really, really good. And again, I would say if Eternal Tome or Healing Tome were released today, I think they would be epic because they're so good. And that's one thing I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking it's very difficult sort of for new epic hero equipment to be balanced against existing common equipment, because some of the common equipment, because we got it at the very beginning when hero equipment was introduced, didn't we guys? Eternal Tome, Healing Tome I think was straight away almost, or it might have been from day 1. So they're so powerful, we're used to sort of using them as a baseline for how everything else is power wise. So what I'm trying to say is I think it's a bit difficult with some of this new hero equipment to get it balanced, the epic hero equipment, because if you were to make it way more powerful than Eternal Tome, it'd probably be totally broken. But anyway guys, yes, that's enough of me just speculating, talking about my feelings of hero equipment. So I think my number 1 choice for the Grand Warden for most scenarios is going to be Eternal Tome and Healing Tome. Now, where does Heroic Torch fit into our rankings here? I think Eternal Tome and Healing Tome is by far the number 1 choice. Then I'd probably say second place would probably be Eternal Tome and Rage Gem. It's got lots of use cases. I think it's really, really good. And then sort of a joint third place now, I would put Fireball, because it's loads of fun, and in the right hands it can be absolutely amazing, and it looks cool as well, guys, doesn't it? So Fireball and Rage Gem for a Warden walk, doing loads of destruction, and I would put Heroic Torch in joint third place, and it works really well with quite a lot of other pieces of hero equipment. So you could have Heroic Torch of Rage Gem, Heroic Torch and Eternal Tome if you still want to send in that Battle Blimp to take out the Town Hall. And I do think Heroic Torch is really good for these ground attacks. But the only thing I would say, my personal opinion, 20 seconds at max level doesn't seem long enough for me, because you can get caught up with some ice golems. They can come and say hi at the clan castle. 20 seconds is suddenly gone, and your troops might only have made it through 1 wall segment. So I would say I'd like to see that up to 30 seconds at max level. But I do think Heroic Torch and either Eternal Tome, Rage Gem, or even Healing Tome, lots of different combinations, is a joint third place with Fireball and Rage Gem. Then over to the Royal Champion. Now the Royal Champion, guys, has got some really good hero equipment. My number 1 choice for me anyway is going to be Rocket Spear and Electro Boots. Great for invisibility walk, does loads of damage, and I think probably Electro Boots are the coolest piece of hero equipment in-game, maybe with action figure. So if you were to ask me what I think is the most powerful piece of hero equipment, well, maybe Eternal Tome now I'm thinking about it. No, anyway, sorry guys, forget about Eternal Tome. I think it's probably Electro Boots, then action figure, then maybe Eternal Tome, or the top 3 there. But Electro Boots are so good, I think you need to use them if you can. So Electro Boots, Rocket Spear number 1, Electro Boots, Haste Vial number 2, and then maybe something like Rocket Spear and Seeking Shield for third place, alongside Hog Rider Puppet and a combination of something else. So guys, I've tried to give you a clear top 3, and I've just realized in summary now that I haven't really given you a clear top 3 for hardly any of the heroes, but I have discussed what I think are my strongest combinations of hero equipment for each hero. Let me know what you think in the video comments. Do you agree? Do you think I've got some wildly wrong? If you'd like to see more videos like this, including attack strategies for Town Hall 17 down to Town Hall 10, do hit that subscribe button, notification bell, join the Samus army. And before we go, guys, do remember that on this channel we do have something called a creator code. That's where you can help support your favorite content creator in-game by using their code before making any purchases. Our code is CodeMoose, and any support would be amazing. Anyway, guys, take care. Remember to practice your funneling, and I'll see you later. Bye!